PEMF Therapy, the gentle, proven science that's finally catching on, by Dr. Randy Cale. If you're tired of being tired and tired of chasing solutions that don't last, it might be time to consider something that's been hiding in plain sight. It's not a supplement, not a stimulant, and not a side effect factory in pill form. It's called Pulsed Electromagnetic Field Therapy, or PEMF. And while it may sound like some high-tech wizardry from the future, PEMF therapy has quietly amassed decades of clinical research, thousands of published studies, and a growing base of clinicians using it to treat everything from chronic pain to panic attacks, with no drugs, no discomfort, and no side effects. Let's dig in. What is PEMF? PEMF therapy uses low-frequency, pulsed electromagnetic fields to gently stimulate and support your body's natural healing systems. These pulses aren't random. They're precisely tuned to influence cellular electrical activity. Think of them as rhythmic nudges that remind your cells how to do their job again. This technology reaches the cellular communication pathway by aligning with its signal, which is subtle, yet highly refined, highly specific, and most importantly, highly. The result? Improved circulation, reduced inflammation, enhanced cellular repair, and perhaps most powerfully, a better regulated nervous system. And yes, it's painless. In fact, most people describe PEMF sessions as deeply relaxing. You lie back and the technology does the work. There are no side effects, no medications to metabolize, and no hard crash like you might experience with stimulants or sedatives. PEMF in Europe, the unsung hero of non-drug treatment. In European clinics, PEMF therapy has been used for decades as a first-line treatment for a wide range of conditions. Countries like Germany, Austria, and Denmark routinely use clinical-grade PEMF therapy to address depression, including treatment-resistant depression, anxiety and panic disorders, ADHD and emotional dysregulation, sleep disorders and insomnia, chronic pain and inflammation, post-COVID fatigue and burnout, bone density and fracture recovery. More than 2,500 peer-reviewed studies support the efficacy of PEMF across medical, neurological, and psychological domains. For context, that's more than the published studies supporting many antidepressants on the market today. A 2020 Danish real-world study found that transcranial PEMF therapy significantly reduced depressive symptoms in patients with treatment-resistant depression, TRD. Nearly one-third of participants achieved remission without needing additional medication. Other clinical trials have shown up to 70% remission rates after 8 weeks of daily PEMF treatment in chronic depression cases. The key difference? In Europe, PEMF therapy isn't treated like some fringe wellness hack. It's standard clinical care. What about research in the U.S.? While the U.S. has been slower to catch on, the data is beginning to grow. Sleep and insomnia. A randomized controlled trial published in Bioelectromagnetics found that PEMF therapy improved total sleep time, sleep onset, and nighttime awakenings among those with chronic insomnia. Anxiety and panic. A review article in the Journal of Alternative and Complementary Integrative Medicine cited studies where low-frequency PEMF therapy helped reduce anxiety by modulating EEG patterns, often within minutes of exposure. Post-COVID fatigue and mood, a 2022 case study reported that whole-body PEMF therapy helped significantly reduce fatigue and brain fog symptoms in patients with post-COVID syndrome. Patients reported better sleep, improved mood, and reduced physical fatigue. Pain and mood. A Turkish clinical trial, 2020, found that PEMF used in combination with conventional therapy for cervical disc herniation improved depression scores, anxiety, sleep, and quality of life over 12 weeks. While large-scale ADHD studies in the U.S. are lacking, smaller European trials suggest PEMF therapy may help with attention and behavioral regulation by targeting the underlying neural dysregulation, especially in younger brains still developing. But buyer beware, not all PEMF is created equal. Here's the catch. Not all pulsed electromagnetic field therapy is not created equally. The difference between a consumer-grade PEMF mat you find online and a clinical-grade PEMF system is like comparing a kitchen blender to a jet engine. Both make noise, but only one has the power to take you from one place to another. Consumer devices often lack the accuracy, intensity, frequency range, and waveform control to affect neurological or cellular change. They're relaxing, sure, but often not therapeutic. If you're trying to treat anxiety, sleep issues, depression, or brain fog with a $99 knockoff device, you're not doing PEMF, you're just pulsing magnets at yourself. It's like expecting a flashlight to jumpstart your car. Same word, energy, entirely different game. Why this matters more than ever. We're living in an age of emotional exhaustion. Anxiety is at an all-time high. Sleep is broken, medications come with long-term trade-offs, and in many cases they simply stop working. Pulsed electromagnetic field therapy offers something rare in modern healthcare, a gentle, non-invasive, research-backed solution with zero side effects. And unlike endless talk therapy, endless meds, or endless hacks, PEMF works directly at the level where the problem lives, in the cells, in the nervous system, and in the brain. It doesn't numb, it doesn't push, it restores. Naturally, easily, gently. Clinical grade PEMF right here in New York. At Capital District Neurofeedback, we are proud to offer one of the few clinical grade PEMF systems in New York State, alongside our industry-leading neurofeedback services. Together, these tools allow us to target both brain and body regulation, gently, precisely, and effectively. Whether you're struggling with sleep, anxiety, panic, depression, chronic stress, or your child is facing ADHD-related challenges, PEMF may be the missing piece. We've seen firsthand how this therapy helps unlock real change when nothing else has. If you're tired of trying, hoping, and pushing, maybe it's time to let something do the work for you. Learn more or schedule a consultation today at capitaldistrictneurofeedback.com. Relief doesn't have to be hard. Sometimes we just need the right signal.